This episode of The Devinwade Show is brought to you by Ace the Engineer, the only other audio engineer I trust to mix The Devinwade Show. If you want your stuff to sound professional, make sure to hit up Ace the Engineer, unless he's with like Beyonce or Patti LaBelle or some shit like that at the moment. Follow Ace the Engineer on IG at Ace the Engineer.
Smoking good with my brothers is how we pass the time. If it ain't about progression, and that ain't on my mind. For real. Everything in the dark eventually gon' shine. And all of the pressure turned me to a diamond. Yeah, still look both ways even when I got the green light. Yeah, yeah. I don't trap no more, but I still don't trust police lights. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm my own boss, that's the only way I see life. Yeah, yeah. Pull up on the block, I'm who them youngins wanna be like. Call me when you off work. Here goes some basketball shorts and a long shirt. Yeah, overtime, give you all work. Eat that pussy till my jaw hurt. Yeah. Try and get my mind a little rest. I can't sleep, I'm just thinking about the protests. And these police, the way they moving is grotesque. So it's fuck the world till I ain't got no strokes left, yeah.
What up, what up, what up? I am your host of The Devinwade Show, DevNasty, a.k.a. Dangerous DevNasty, a.k.a. Choke Your Mom Out, a.k.a. Choke Your Pop Out. And we are back again with another episode of The Devinwade Show. And today, we got a special guest in the building. Before we get to him, we definitely gotta always announce DJ Healthy P over in the corner. Porter
popular
Rich.
demand, we here.
Porter Rich in the building. Taking the place of Chelsea Lee, who is homesick right now. Also, we have Wally Water Kingdom in the building. Waleska D, the fashionista, in the building. And man, today, special guest. We found him in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? This man live on the road like a nomad. You don't know who he gonna be interviewing. He might be interviewing Bin Laden. If Bin Laden's might not be dead, we don't know. This dude. If Bin Laden gonna do the interview, he gonna do it with this man right here. We talking about none other than Gully TV is in the building right now.
What up, world?
What's going on, Gully? What's up?
Appreciate you having me.
What's popping?
How you feeling, man?
Rich.
Yeah, my man. How you feeling over there?
I'm just chilling, man. Everything's groovy, man. I'm glad to be here.
That's what's up.
Nice.
Word.
Nice,
What's up, man? So we gonna just jump right into it, man. Porter, I know you had some things you wanted to talk about. Right,
I was looking forward to talking to Gully and bringing Gully on here. I met Gully a while ago through Big Oo. Shout out to Big Oo. You know what I mean? That we mentioned earlier. And I met Gully because I actually did an interview on his platform, and I want to talk about just Gully and what he does. Tell him what it is that you do on Gully TV. What is Gully TV?
Shit, Dev said I'd be in the trenches.
I mean, you already know, though.
Hip-hop, sports, and fashion, that's what my platform is predicated upon. I started out as a DVD. I feel that I take hip-hop passionately. I never left the DVD realm. I just basically took my DVD brand show to the internet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're before, because that's one thing that I heard and one thing that I like to mention. You're before Instagram, Twitter, all this other stuff. Because
way before that.
Because when I got wind of you and when Big Oo told me you was around and you did some stuff, I had already heard the name Gully TV. And when I politic with a couple of my homies real quick, because I be around some guys that, from the trenches, been through some real things. And I mentioned your name. I was like, yo, I'm about to do this interview with Gully TV. And instantly, my one man, rest in peace, God bless his soul, my man Airport, he was like, yeah, I fucks with Gully TV. He was like, Gully TV just did Sean Branch from D.C., who's like a notorious street legend and someone who, just has a big story to tell where he's from and where he's at. And definitely just certified that part. Like, Gully TV is official. He's known for that, wah. And that's how me and you, kicked it off and broke the ice.
No doubt. I was introduced to you by Big Oo. That encounter that we had, that's something that I became, known for visiting guys who are particularly on the rise in their city, I recognize you as a professional. Somebody has to have qualifications to sit in front of my camera, first of all.
Right.
Yeah, I get out there and despite me covering accomplished, celebrities,
Right.
I get out there and really, really pursue who's the next hot guy from different regions. I don't have no home base. I be all over the place. The dribble is spectacular. You know what I mean? It's a traveling road show. And yeah, I encountered you because you was actually putting in work. Again, it requires some qualifications to get before my camera.
And how do you keep up on who's buzzing, who's popping, who's
Strictly out of the love of hip hop. I be online. I be in the chat rooms. I facilitate my own chat room. I got my own blog outside of me doing actual media. I write. I'm a journalist by trade. I actually, before cameras, I write. That's what I do. I'm a writer. I started out, Gully TV started out as me being a ghostwriter for a lady named Vicky Stringer. Back when you remember when the black books exploded? They was on the street corners, right next to the mixtapes.
Right.
You would walk through and all of the books would be there.
Right.
Anyway, this is like the early 2000s. Those books became popular. I was amongst maybe like 4 or 5 incarcerated authors. Shannon Holmes was one of them. Myself and George Teague, who wrote The Legendary Dutch. Pretty sure you probably read that.
Yeah, Dutch is a good book.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I was an incarcerated author. I got in position from I wrote a book first independently. I was selling it in Source magazine, and I started to send like snippets out to whatever publisher that I could find an address for. Simon and Schuster and
Okay.
Terry Woods, who was big, huge at the time. As I'm doing this, I'm getting an education actually in self-publishing because I'm learning that you can't go and step to a actual publisher. You need what's called a literary agent. So I didn't have a literary agent. I was sending out, excerpts from prison. They coming right back and they explaining to me why they declining my submissions. Triple Crown Publications out of Columbus, Ohio, they gave me a shot. I'm still sending out submissions to anybody who's popping. Like if I got my hands on your book while I was incarcerated, I would look at the publisher's address and send you what I had. While this is going on, I'm in Source magazine selling a book independently. So I'm grinding basically from jail. Vicky Stringer, she took a liking to my writing style. And I ended up finding out exactly what it was that her company did. She ran a publishing company, but she was out in the community and in the prison systems soliciting and looking for people who was writing. When I got to her, she signed me to a book deal. She signed me to a ghostwriting deal. I should have known that when she paid me more for ghostwriting that I was never gonna be able to publish a book. She basically paid me to shelve myself
Right.
and become her ghostwriter. So
And she knew that it was gems behind the wall. She knew
Absolutely.
she knew that there'd be like hidden, like there'd be scholars who made mistakes.
it was
obviously, in
other
their life.
people doing the same thing that I was doing. You got somebody in jail who had wrote a book. Guys was trying to bust moves, so they sending it.
I mean, they have all the
Like,
source material from living out the experiences. So it's like, it's not so much you have to imagine. You can kind of recall and rename people and things like that. Yeah, so.
It's true. If you just do the knowledge on a lot of those books that people, George Teague is doing Life, I believe, who wrote the Dutch series. You know somebody that's that gifted in writing, that's a bomb-ass book.
Right.
They have to be, I hate to say it, somewhere perfecting their dribble when he happened.
Nah, absolutely, man. Shout to the brother, Al Sadiq Banks. He wrote Block Party. I know you're probably familiar with Block Party.
Yeah.
He's a Jersey native, and he's another author who just probably had, I know he got a story of his own to tell, but I think when it just comes from that real place, people are able to do it and really touch the people that could kind of relate to it. But besides, so journalism, street legends, you also got a passion for sports. let's get into like your pat, because I know you got your thing is called like a little AKA for your thing is called the dribble. You got a new tat, right?
I got Dribble God tattooed on my head.
Yeah, so you lit at.
That's my name. Yeah. That's what I became. I met Shaquille O'Neal recently. We got a chance to kick it.
Nice.
And I knew that once I made it to Shaquille O'Neal from prison,
right,
I knew that I left Earth. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I earned this tat on my head.
And you've also interviewed some other NBA.
Oh man, everybody. Steve Francis, God, Sham God, all the street ball guys. Skip to my Lou. And I don't know why I'm stumbling right now. I've interviewed lottery picks in the NBA. You just have to look it up. That's due to me being a former basketball player. The whole dribble cliche that come from me being a former basketball player. And as I was building my company, as I was trying to get me a facility like this, I had a habit of saying, man, I got to get my dribble right. You know what I'm saying? So as one camera turned to two cameras, I'm getting my dribble right.
See, I got my dribble right in this facility, but not on the basketball court. Porter knows I'm trash.
Yeah, Dev will hack the shit out you.
Yeah, I just fouled the whole time, you know what I'm saying?
So, you know, as I'm doing that, I'm like, damn, man, I got to go ahead and, you know, just go ahead and totally maximize this whole everything, man. I'm a basketball player. You see how you have toys here, toys on the wall? Obviously, that come from a special place inside of you. That's a part of you, right? I'm a basketball player. I've been a basketball player all my life. Before I was attracted to girls, I love basketball. You know what I'm saying? Before anything, it's always been basketball. I don't speak no other language. I'm excellent at having discussions on the history of basketball, and I happen to be able to play. I'm a Pennsylvania prison basketball legend. I ended up getting in trouble. I done had scholarships. I went to prep school, all of that. But, you know, all my highlights was in jail when I was writing those books. You know what I'm saying? I was playing basketball. So I've been a basketball player my whole life. It's something that totally interests me, and I think it's cool. I happen to live two lifestyles. I've been a street guy, you know, a drug dealer, and I've been a basketball player. It's kind of like the same. A basketball player and a street, you know, a drug dealer, they're superstars. A basketball player is a superstar, bro. Anybody who's ever achieved any type of notoriety or success for basketball, he'll tell you the world is given to them. Word. So I equate, you know, the dribble with hustle and, you know, breaking records. And if you look at my resume and media, it's right there. I got an excellent dribble. I've carried it all around the world. You know what I'm saying?
So somebody else that's going to be, I guess, carrying it around the world, I was informed by these guys about J. Cole.
Oh, yes.
And his situation with him, you know, signing to his African basketball team.
Yeah, it's like an African league. And he's actually the first rapper to be on the cover of Slam. So I wanted to kind of like chat with you to see, like, how do you feel about that?
This is so dope that y'all bringing this up. I just posted this video on my Instagram page. He dunked. He a crazy dunk.
Yeah, he did.
I think J. Cole is going to, I know basketball players. J. Cole is going to be successful, bro, in basketball. Where that league that he signed up in, he's going to be successful. This isn't nothing that just happened. The whole time he been rapping, he been always uploading videos, shooting jumpers. Like, you can't break somebody. You can't tear that from someone. That's who he is.
Right.
And he's good at it.
Yeah, people think that people are one thing when that's just not how it works. You know what I'm saying? People are multi-talented. You know what I'm saying?
You might have two gifts.
Yeah.
And it's a special gift. Everybody isn't blessed with it. And if you have this particular gift, it's going to take you places. I believe J. Cole is definitely going to be successful. He's I believe 6'4" or better. He might be 6'5" or something like that. He can shoot. He can dunk the ball. And he's passionate. He's given anybody that's given that opportunity, they're going to try to die on that court. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Nah, absolutely. When Wally told me, because that was a great just a piece to add to this segment and get your like feedback on that for like a rapper to really say, and a successful rapper to say, and that says a lot about passion to me. When a successful rapper says, hey, I'm gonna put this to the side for a minute, regardless of what happens with my rap career.
Right.
If I die out, if whatever, my fans leave.
Right.
Because I want to try this passion.
Right.
I'm about to go hand with this passion, and it's not even about money. It's about being happy. You know, and Gully, you spoke on that, and I respect that, and that's how I know you and Dev can kind of like relate to just your passions for things, because I know you also got a passion for like a lot of like throwback apparel. Designers and things of that nature, because I tap into the dribble, and I fucks with it, and I be on what what you do. Gully TV, Gully says a lot. Gully is like it's Gully, to my knowledge, is no hairs on your tongue, speaking your mind on a lot of different things and different issues that we have and that we see going around, like in our culture, in our world that we live in, and I want to tap into that side of Gully, because I wanted to speak about your professionalism first, and just really, make sure that the people know he's a professional. The first thing I want to talk about is the Asian hate versus like the black hate. I know that was a big thing when that hit the fan with like the Asians going through things, and they wanted, like, I think they was looking for, certain people were looking for like support, and you had something to say about that.
First, I'd like to say rest in peace to the Asians that lost their life in that tragedy in Atlanta. Right, I think it was 6 people who was killed.
Yeah.
When that happened, a lot of people started to post on social media, "Stop Asian Hate," and I felt that was, although, I empathize with what happened, and I wish it didn't happen, that was only 6. You know what I'm saying? That was only 6 bodies. You can go through any calendar year, and the police kill more than that.
Right.
Children, unarmed. We've seen one recently, a child, he was 13 in Chicago. He had his hands in the air. So, everybody calling us to support the Asians in their time of need. Black people been getting slaughtered for about over 500 years. And
Correct.
I thought that, I'm not against the Asians. They colored people. I feel they people of color just like me. But I love my people. I do. I shouldn't be I shouldn't be made to feel like I said anything wrong. All I said on social media was stop black hate. I mean that. It's too much. It's an issue that we have to deal with before we can assist our Asian brothers in their struggle, in their fight, for liberation and equality. We need some assistance too, and I'm totally concerned about my people. And again, my fight isn't against the Asians. I hope they do get, what they're looking for. I want Asian hate. I want hate of all people to cease.
Absolutely.
But in my opinion, nobody comes before us. And I shouldn't be under attack for saying that. When this video come out, nobody should be in the comments saying anything negative about me being concerned with my people.
Right.
So that's
And
just what it is.
I think you made a great point. And again, I think because these issues be so just sensitive, and when you speak out the way you speak out, Gully TV, and you spoke out like that, some people just don't know how to take it. But even like I said, shout out to Ben Baller, who's from some type of Asian descent himself, and he even spoke out on it and said the same thing as you said. He was pretty much on the same side. Like, no, we need to come out when things are happening to the black community and to the black people as well.
Okay, like fast forward to the present, we just became aware of the fact that the Asian community gave contributions allegedly to the Proud Boys organization and some other extremist organizations. So again, these organizations are against people of color, and if they supporting them,
Right.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
So I want to always
and what
be careful.
I just said about allegedly they gave contributions, You can look that up online.
So that's another thing that gets why it gets so difficult when you're talking about these situations. We always want to talk about these situations on the shows is, so the same problem that we go through as black people, you know, when they say we killing each other. Remember I talked about that before. We killing each other. I'm not killing nobody. So I'm not a part of the we. I understand that there's a whole demographic here, but there's a whole bunch of people that's not.
Right.
So also when you're dealing with talking about the Asian community, if we say they supported this, not all of them support that.
Right.
A lot of them, to be honest, they kind of meek and just put their head down. So you know how we like will stand up for ourselves somewhat?
Right.
Their kind of culture here anyway is they kind of put their head down. It's kind of like you smacked in the head, keep your head down. We just not like that. So I don't want to say necessarily that the whole, you understand? I understand.
Oh
that
yeah,
there's
no
people-
doubt.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
make
So-
that understood and
Yeah,
clear.
so-
It's not everybody.
Right. So
Right.
so that's where this is always gets difficult when people put up, look, man, y'all got to worry about us. You know what I'm saying? Because it is true. And it is true that when all that stuff is going around and you look around, you don't see that community as a whole. If you was to look at it on a grand scale,
Right.
you don't see them out there. But what I will say is this. How I move isn't dictated on how somebody else move necessarily. So just because I got a homie that get pushed around and he don't know how to stand up for himself, don't mean that I won't stand up or say something on his behalf.
Right,
Just
right.
because so I don't want to say soft, but you feel what I'm saying?
Right,
I still might be like, look, he not built like that, but I'm a, you know what I mean? The same way that I would stand up for women or anybody else that appears weaker at the time. You know what I mean? I think just culturally, they don't. What's funny is, I think it's one of those things like, since they don't get that outright hate that we got, sometimes people hope that they gonna have a seat at that table. Might be the reason why.
Oh, they got a seat at the table.
I get it, and what you saying is some people might, and what you saying, and correct me if I'm wrong. You saying like kind of like an example would be like some people probably kind of look at it like if it was just like, you know, now it's the second group of people that's being bullied after the, you know, and they looking at it like, well, fuck, if they couldn't fuck it, they can't do nothing about this shit. The fuck we gonna do?
And people start taking whatever scraps they could get. You see it in all different cultures, bro. They go through that shit with light-skinned Indians and dark-skinned ones. Like crazy shit. You know what I'm
Light-skinned
saying?
Puerto Ricans and darker-skinned
I
Puerto
hear that
Ricans
too.
all the time.
I hear that shit too.
It's a crazy scenario, but I definitely see your outlook on it, and I definitely understand and respect what you mean.
And
at the
I
end
think
of
the
the day.
most important part is the fact that you get on your platform and you say what you
When I
got to say.
said
Exactly.
that, I lost like, I think, because I checked my analytics, I think I lost 130 Instagram followers the day I said that.
Do you
I
believe?
didn't say anything negative about Asian people. I just said that we probably need to worry about ourselves. That's what I said.
Yeah. And I understand that if you make it simple, it would be like if something was going on in the neighbor's house, but you got a bunch of turmoil in your house.
Yeah.
And you literally are looking at it like, man, I'm trying to worry about my family. I understand what's going on over there. But
gotta fix this
I gotta
first.
fix this. You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying, bro.
And we mentioned that here before about just Puerto Ricans, you know, when we mentioned like an example, like if you see something wrong with the black people, you see them being unjust, inequality type shit, say something. Because when it's your turn, God forbid if it's ever your turn, your group of people turn, you gonna want motherfuckers to say something.
Word.
Often, if it means something, our people don't say anything. And that's why I feel that I was anointed with a platform because I was raised a certain way. So if I feel that it's right, I'm going to die with that.
Right.
That's just what it is.
Well, let's get into my next piece before we get into some of our stuff because we like to mix this up with how we do it here at the Devinwade Show. But we want to talk about you right now, and now that we speaking on just besides the like Asian hate and you speaking on things of that nature and just how you feel about stuff like that with other issues that's going on, you also speak on our issues and issues with our own community and within ourselves. And one of the most recent issues that I seen you speak on. I believe, but it's been an issue anyway. The topic been an issue anyway. But it was a topic about checking in.
Let's get to that.
Yeah, checking. It was a topic
Let's
about.
get to it.
It was about checking in, and I believe it. You know, a certain. I think some music came out or something.
Yeah,
you spoke on it, and we've been speaking about. We spoke on it before here because it's like a thing where, like, I guess in certain areas, certain people require. And I'm not too familiar with it, so I want to bring it to the platform so we can speak on it. But what's the whole checking in thing?
This is my understanding of it. There's a song came out. It was advertised on Instagram. It was a song. Snoop Dogg was singing the hook. It said check. It was called Check In. And I believe Too Short is on this song. And Big U was in the video. And they were all grinning and singing this hook, Check In. They said something like, if you want to make it home safe, you better check in. Okay.
Toxic.
Toxic is a motherfucker, man.
Come on,
For grown
son.
men. You threatening people that you're selling a song to. I'm serious.
No.
Like,
Nah,
did you just threaten somebody on a song? Like, if you want to make it home safe, you better check in. This is what you're saying to black people out of all of the shit that's going on with us. Children being shot,
Let me ask you
murdered
something,
by
Gully.
gang members.
Gully, let me ask you something. If Tom Cruise fly in there, do he gotta check in?
Absolutely not.
If Matthew McConaughey come, do he gotta check
They're
in?
not
Nope.
gonna go around them white folks with that bullshit because they know they're gonna get arrested. White people coming to court and the whole nine. So, you know.
Can you explain really quick what check-in is? Because I think a lot of our viewers probably know what check-in is essentially. But if you can you break it down to our viewers?
My understanding of it is that if you're a celebrity and you got some business in Los Angeles, if you want to perform, do book signings, kick it. That you should check in with certain people so you be safe.
Only
while
if you
there.
black, though.
Yeah, only if you black. You need a tour guide, basically. And you should do this if you want to make it home safe. This is a philosophy that's being served to the youth, people that look just like me and you, by adult black men. You know what I'm saying? This is being promoted in the communities by adult black men. And the underlying threat in it is that, I guess, you know, maybe they supported by gang power. These are gang organizations saying this. If you come here, you better check in with us or you might not make it home safe.
So you basically can't do business in their city without checking in.
It's kind of extortion.
Some predatory shit.
And
how do you feel about that type of? Did you ever feel yourself? Did you ever go through that yourself physically?
I'm a loner by nature. I'm an introverted. I don't fuck with people. You can't keep track of somebody who hiding on purpose. So that's me.
I respect that.
Yeah, that's me. I take care of my business, and you know, I never felt that it applied to me. I just feel that it shouldn't be a topic. Why are you even saying that? Black people got all of these problems,
Right?
And you have the power of influence, obviously, because you're telling people to check in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, you feel you have some type of influence or say so. And this is how you decide to carry it.
And it doesn't make
2021.
sense because, all right, so we already got to be worried about being hunted by police. You know what I'm saying? You could be hunted by what they call today a Karen. You know, you could be in any situation like that where you got to worry about, in the Trayvon instance, where you got a random neighbor who plays cop.
Yep.
The last thing that I want to do is have somebody, especially somebody that I might even look up to in a celebrity world. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a young rapper, comedian, singer, actor, or whatever, and I might feel as though MC such and such, he's cool. I've always had posters of him. Now I make it. When I come to his city, I have to reach out somehow to him to get permission, is what it is at the end of the day, to get permission or befriend him and stand next to him in pictures to show like I got the pass to come here. It's not the streets. I'm not coming to somebody block to sell dope. It don't make sense. I'm singing songs or I'm doing stand-up comedy. You should be, instead of the check-in, in my opinion, you should be using your power to be instant security for the black person that's coming to that city. You feel what I'm saying? You should be more like, man, we gonna make sure homie all right regardless when he get here, because we need more of our entertainers staying alive, you know what I'm saying, earning money for their family. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, saving lives that's not the topic.
But
check in.
Let's get into this though. This is my thing on it, right? And this is why I wanted to like elaborate on it, because I want to chime in on it. And I grew up in the system, right? I grew up in the system since a juvenile, since like 13, in and out of jail. Group homes, Jamesburg twice, for Jersey motherfuckers that know what it is.
Hold on. Is that the place that from New Jersey Drive?
Probably so. Juvenile youth home. It's like a prison. First juvenile like prison.
Right,
yeah. I was down in 9-4, 9-6, way before I graduated to the adult system.
Right.
And so when I hear checking in, the first thing I think about is, because it never on the outside, that's why it may be like a West Coast LA thing, because on the outside, me in Jersey, being a Kansas City guy, Philadelphia, shit like that, like I never really like heard of that outside street guys conducting shit like that and conducting some shit like that. I never heard of it from there. I always knew checking in came from jail, and checking in came from prison and jail. And checking in was something that foul niggas had to do. A foul nigga had to check in, right? A nigga that either was in there for like rape, pedophile, snitch, a rat, you know, any of those type guys had to check in, right? These are the guys, they wasn't asking a good guy that's actually doing something positive and making some money and actually, you know, doing something for his community back home when he's traveling the world doing his shows or whatever it is that he's doing. You know, it wasn't that. This was, and the reason why I'm mentioning this is because, yeah, I do feel as though it's ass backwards, and it's crazy. It's really like extortion. If I ain't no motherfucking rat, I done made it through the trenches honorably, right? Honorably, stripes on my shit, like well respected back home, the whole shit. Like, I just feel like, you know, I should be able to go anywhere on God's green earth. When I ain't starting no trouble, I'm coming in peace. I'm coming to handle my business. You know what I mean? If I got some business to attend to in these areas. And like Dev said, if you or whoever, if a group of people, right? Because this the type of shit I'm on, right? This what I want to do, right? Because I got power. I got some power back home. I got some power, South Jersey, Kansas City. I know some people. It is what it is. We talk about it all the time, right? I get phone calls about shit like that. Motherfuckers done called me a couple times saying, Rich, we need to start really like regulating around here and seeing what, you know what I mean? And I just tell people like, yo, look, I ain't mad at you because I don't judge people with their ideas, whatever they want to do. That's your boat, fly, you know, float it how you want. Me personally, that ain't my thing. I'm into other shit. But why don't we use that power like Dev said? Why we not making rats check in? Why are we not making these pedophiles that's in, because they in your communities. I'm quite sure if you go check with the local motherfucking schools and the daycares that get the motherfucking papers and all that type shit, you'll find out that they in your communities. You know, we're not worrying about people like that, the actual people that's really like toxic and poisonous to our communities, but we put the microscope on our own people when they reach a celebratory status. When they reach
a certain level of success,
right? Yeah. And to me, that shit is like whack, my nigga. That shit is
you know,
like
part
crazy.
of it, like we gotta be honest. You know, part of it. Let's be honest. Part of it is a local gangster wants to be next to that famous person. It's that they want to be associated with them, and they doing it through that checking in thing because they might not necessarily want no money from them. I just need you to acknowledge me. Acknowledge that I'm the guy here.
Out here.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, that's corny,
and now I'm gonna bring you in. You get to look like you got some muscle. We flick it up, and it's like, yo, I'm his big homie too. I don't know, man. You know, as a non-street nigga, I never gave a fuck about none of that shit. I do what the fuck I want. That shit don't make sense to me, man.
Yeah, nah, absolutely. The world is too big, bro. We talk about, you know, just this world, you know, a higher power greater than all of us operating this shit, you know, and just respect, man. Respect is everything. And I just feel like, for me, man, listen, without my respect, man, I'm better off dead out this bitch.
Yeah. And then you got to think too, like a lot of people don't understand, like people that do walk a certain path in life, right, where they might have stayed out of trouble. these people should be saluted in a certain way. They stayed out of trouble all this time, maybe because they don't want to be in a situation when a grown man could tell them, go to your cell, go to sleep at this time, this is when you eat, all of that. Because basically jail, in a sense, man, it's like punishment for adults. Like, keep it real, that's what it is, right? Yeah. So certain people said, man, I'm not going to deal with none of that shit. I'm going to fly straight. So I don't ever have to worry about that. To get to a point of success where you did everything right, man, the people in the community that know how hard it is to navigate without falling in them pitfalls should be making this as smooth as possible. That would be, since niggas in the streets always talking about honor codes, all of that, that should be so high up on the honor code and make sure like, yo, this man right here, he was right in the same hoods with us. He ain't do none of that shit, man. He kept it clean the whole time. We got to make sure we preserve him.
Yes.
We got to make sure homie straight. Instead, niggas talking about, yo, he ain't check in with us, so now we gonna ride on him or put him in a position, right, where he gotta do something goofy, and now he in the same boat with you. You know what I mean?
Listen, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. The most gangster shit to me, and I be starting to like kind of like pat myself on the back, and it's just one time real quick to toot my own horn. But I think the most gangster shit, right, that I've done in my community, when I could have easily like tried to be somebody else, or go with what the moving trend was, or go with what I thought was the coolest shit to do, and being toxic. But I've saved a lot of lives in my hood, in my community. I've stopped a lot of things from happening in my community. All my life I've been that kid since a young kid. Don't get me wrong. At the same time, I bust a nigga ass. Cause sometimes it just ain't no diffusing shit with motherfuckers. So sometimes you just gotta bust a nigga ass. It is what it is. But for the most part, I try to motherfucking take the higher road all the time. I try to get the guys to see the higher road, because once shells start flying and all that different type shit and caskets start coming out, it's hard to turn back from that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think the most gangster shit that we could do, man, like especially as adults, you know, and we raising the youth, it's youth out my way too. They affiliated. They do what they do. It's still a motherfucking respect level. It gotta be. It gotta be. Without the respect, we ain't got shit. It ain't gonna be nothing if it ain't no respect. So I appreciate it, and we need that, because that's how we can communicate with these young guys coming up. And we can really, like we said, if we trying to do credit, stocks, and all that type shit, then listen, extortion and all, because that's kind of like what it is, man. When you tell a motherfucker like, yo, nah, it really is though.
That's what the fuck it is.
If a motherfucker hit a certain level, and then it's only your people from your culture that really like these rules apply to, I just feel like, man, come on, man, we got to do better.
So Gully, how I feel about that shit is just like, I don't want to see that a person that's doing that in the same light, marching, complaining about police doing something like that when they doing it.
To their own people.
That's a big point.
Yeah, because you in a position of power and you oppressing people.
Right.
And then the police is in a position of power.
And they're
suppressing.
suppressing.
And they oppressing people. It's like, what the fuck? I'm more likely to get beat down by the fucking gang niggas when I travel out to LA or wherever than I am the cops. Most likely, I'm gonna get back with the cop situation. That's a crapshoot. But you telling me if I come out there and do, I'm doing the Devinwade Show, they say, oh nigga, you gotta check in. They gotta do comedy? What the fuck?
And then we frown upon our celebrities and successful people like Pharrell, who turns around and say, hey,
I got one for you.
I'm not from the streets. I'm not in gangs. Yeah. I don't deal with none of that. And I'm letting you know right now that I'm going to call the cops on you as soon as I see you and you breathe wrong. now we frown upon dudes who say stuff like that or successful people who like, because guess what? When you start talking like that, guess what a lot of motherfucking street niggas who plan to rob or plan to stick you up and all that shit gonna do? Get the fuck away from you.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Cause they don't want, it's crazy. We'll move out, and I'm speaking for us back home. I'm speaking for Kansas City first, because this the area that I got love for and that we try to fix and hope to see doing better. But yeah, like we can't be like that, bro.
But you know why they falling back though, right? Why they falling back? Because they calling a gang. And now you calling your gang. When a nigga call the cops, he calling what is the civilian gang.
Yeah.
So when he call, and what it is niggas don't really want equal beef.
Nope.
They fighting downward. Fight against the other niggas with the guns. If your true opposition as a criminal is police, where the action at? It ain't nowhere. Niggas is looking for the niggas that don't got the protection.
No, that's super true.
Yo, we gonna get into more fun shit, but real quick, I want to talk about this because we got him here, man. I want to talk about the double standard, if there is one, with hip hop, acting, entertainment. Because you know, a person could be in a movie, play a gangster, or whatever the case may be. It's all entertainment. He make his bread. We don't have no problem with it. Denzel played a role in the movie. But if a dude said, look, man, I'm creative with words and everything like that, I'm going to portray a gangster and I'm going to make music. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to do it on some, I'm not trying to sell no drugs. Us as a whole in the community is like, we don't fuck with it. We need you to be a real criminal if you rapping about
criminal activity.
Crime. How does Gully TV feel about that?
I'm from an era that the stuff that the MCs were saying out their mouth, I believe it. I believe the things that Raekwon and them was saying. I believe that. Did you believe that Ice Cube was shooting niggas with AKs at the barbecue? Nah, I didn't believe that. I didn't believe nobody was. I didn't believe that. I didn't believe that. But Ice Cube's a special. Ice Cube tricked us. No, Ice Cube was great. He was the greatest. He's the greatest studio gangster ever. Like, and because we was 100% convinced his Ice Grill and films and that it was bone chilling. But
salute to him.
He was definitely on some fuck the police.
Slap the shit out you.
No. See, slapping niggas is different. I'm sure Ice Cube would slap niggas, but we talking about the
AK in the barbecue.
Yeah. I'm saying.
I just don't. If I'm listening to your music. And you're talking about shooting people, I think that's just anybody that's ever said it on a song, probably fabricating a song. Okay. But if you getting on a song, you talk about flipping birds and shit like that, and you from the suburbs and shit like that, that's just outright corny. It's just 100% corny. It's laughable. You come from a good home. You got a good education. Why do you want to rap about selling cocaine?
Let me ask you something. Hold on. Let me ask you something, right? Because somebody brought this to my attention. They were saying how, you know, these rappers, when they do tell these stories in their music, they're either talking about someone they know,
right,
and they're telling that story.
Right.
Now, how do we look at that person when they're telling a story for someone else? This person particularly might not be a person who will rap about their life, but they rap about someone else's life.
You got to tell us the whole truth. When Nas wrote his song Project Window, he said when he was all of this stuff, the violence, this is what he's seen looking out his project window. I wasn't a participant. I had both my parents in the house. My father was a jazz musician, but I seen all of this shit.
But he also did rap like shootouts is similar to Wild West, where he got shot at the cookout. He came back.
But these are incidents that probably transpired in Queensbridge. Like, he's from the project.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, in his story, because Nas one of the greatest rappers ever to me, he's in my super top. So I'm saying he still wrote stories where he was the
participant.
The second album is one of the greatest albums that ever came out. It was written, and in that joint, he was mafioso, man. He's Nas.
He was a gun. He was a whole bunch.
But he's Nas Escobar.
Yeah.
He took the name back when all the black niggas wanted the Spanish or
Colombian.
Niggas, everybody had a Colombian name or Italian name. Niggas gonna be a Luciano, some shit. You know?
Yeah, that's like 94 to 98.
Yeah. So they did do that at the same time that he did express that he did have both parents in the house like that. You know what I mean? But even on these other albums, he still, you know, he talking shit. I'm wondering, like, would you rather a rapper talk about all of these bodies and really killed a whole bunch of black people?
Right.
Or he just rapped about it and he feed his family at the barbecue where nobody gets shot with the AK?
I think the genocide raps are corny entirely. I try not to pass judgment on it because, you know, in retrospect, Mobb Deep was talking about shooting people. Scarface was talking about shooting people.
My favorite rapper all time.
A lot of people was talking about
it.
But it was, I think, not to cut your wisdom off, bro, but I think it was like the way that they was doing it was still from an artistic place. It was still artistry.
It wasn't the whole song.
Right. versus now, like a lot of what we getting now from these young guys, and not to knock them because they trying to, I get it, you trying to feed your family, you trying to find a better way than what you actually do, which is really like shoot your homies all day, every day, all around the corners.
Yeah.
Right.
And my whole thing is like, you hearing it in the rap, everything is catch a body, kill, to the point where like, we know, because I look at it, I try to like, just be real, and I want to get it to me personally as like people that got platforms and we could push shit forward. I'm trying to push it. I want to push it forward where we get back to entertainment, even with music, and music is a part of entertainment. Where like when niggas write books, you could write a book about a fabricated book, a story you create about somebody like Jeffrey Dahmer, about somebody like, the craziest person, and it'll be a great read for people, right? And it's rare that people are gonna read this book and really go out and start eating people and chopping bodies up in their backyard.
Right.
But it's just rap is one of the things of our culture where mostly it's from our people, it's for our people. So we of course, we influenced by it. That's why we gotta like the killing shit. Once we stop honoring that shit and realizing like, yo, us killing each other at this rapid fucking rate, at these fucking numbers, is fucking toxic, my nigga. None of your sisters, none of your mothers, none of my sisters, none of my mothers, nobody's gonna have no brothers or no cousins to fuck around in a minute, right? And if these other weird evil powers that run the nation and the world, like evil powers that want to do shit like slavery when it was done and shit like that, guess what? It'll even be more easier to do it at a time like that, because in every ghetto all across America, we done killed each other because we thought this was the fucking wave. We start rapping about it. They pushing it. They make it motherfucking 20 times harder.
But look what you said. You said they pushing it.
Right, they
But
push
you
it.
go back to what he asked. You asked, why would a dude want to rap about flipping bricks? And it's because when he come and say,
They push it.
I'm a rap on some, look, let's say he really just, I'm cool like that. I'm peace like that.
Yeah.
He on his African, niggas is like, man, we won't hear that bullshit. I want to hear about how
There's
you
some
ran off on
guys
the
that's
plug.
out here that's not rapping about killing people that's successful.
There is,
Facts.
but what happens is the short term, the guy that could come out and get that one song like beatbox, that come out and take off and make him a whole bunch of money, that only comes usually in one genre. It don't come in the other genre. You know what I mean?
Now more than before, we got some of that, Gully, because the internet and independency is more where I feel as though, like, for real, labels is to the point where labels got trouble on their hands. Because, and for the most part, for a long time, labels did only push, like, those higher power and people that ran fucking music labels, they pushed the negative shit out first.
Yeah.
And that was the shit they pushed out. And they made it difficult for niggas like Talib Kweli. They made it difficult for your common senses, where like they had to find like they certain markets and certain people that would deal with
Facts.
them. But I just feel as though us, as like me, I'm an artist too. I'm independent. I ain't breaking my neck to sign to nobody. I own this shit. I like owning it. I like having control. I like having control of what I say. And I ain't got no problem taking a slow process, right? But I just feel like we need to take control. We need to continue to take control. And we need to continue to let labels know that, no, you can't control me. You can't control everything. And you can't get me to fucking just intoxicate my people with all this motherfucking...
This is how much of it intoxicates, though. I actually know niggas, for a fact, Gully. I know personal friends that went through state... Niggas went out and did crimes, did stupid, fucked up shit. Because they had it on their mind. I've been rapping about this shit, and I ain't doing it. I know niggas that actually went and did shit because it was like niggas saying I ain't living my raps.
Prior to them going out and doing this, a lot of these guys didn't have any criminal record. So again, it's corny.
And guess what? Look.
Yeah, it's corny.
Hey, look, and I did the opposite. I lived it and gained like 20 years of the lifestyle. My jacket long as shit. And then I retired and said, I'm gonna rap about all this shit. Y'all gonna have to pay me back for all the time I did. All the time I did, I went to jail. Now I'm gonna paint my stories and I'm gonna put medicine in it. I'm not glorifying it. I'm throwing medicine in it and the messages is in there.
Right.
It's just not for you niggas to skim through the music. You gotta listen to it. You know what I'm saying? But
some people you do gotta understand to shoot them bail. When they listening to the joint, they only, the parts that stick out, that make their heart fill up with that energy is the part where he was just like, knocked with the rockets, knocked them off. Like he want to hear the gun part. The gun part is the part that stood out and made him say, woo. When a nigga listen to Styles P,
I like
they
that shit,
listening
though.
to the
I like that
I
shit.
love it. That's what I'm saying.
I like
it. No, I'm gonna keep it real because this is the thing. This is what I find myself doing. Like I said, super non-street dude. When I'm in here drawing all this shit, making this shit, some of the inventions that I've made for these different companies, I'm in here listening to the most ratchetest.
Right.
Chicago.
You was a heavy King Von fan.
Nigga,
Rest in
I
peace.
listen, bro,
Heavy.
listen, I'm in here, everything. I'm learning shit like afterwards, like this person name they singing in this catchy ass hook is somebody that his man murdered. Like, whoa, this is crazy to me. They just putting this shit disrespectfully in this music like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
The music is hot. It's hot. That they talking a bunch of crazy shit, but it's hot.
I mean, the
Rondo, and all these. I'm 43. I ain't got no business knowing about this shit.
Real shit.
It's hot. When I heard, I'm like, damn. And
Bro.
And one of them asked, they said, man, why don't you share or tweet, our song? You like it? I said, man, I'm 43. I can't be promoting y'all killing people, man.
See, and that's
but
the
it
part.
sound good.
It do.
You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
Look, she said she.
That's
I
why,
like
but
it.
listen,
I like
that's
it.
why.
I pretend like
that's
I'm like a gangster
gotta-
when I'm listening to. I pretend I'm like a straight up gangster and listen to this music, like
Right.
doing the most normal stuff. Though I'm like folding my clothes. I'm like, yeah.
But you see what it does to people. That this is just a regular.
So when you see people put these memes up and they say me riding to work, and when I'm bringing this, like I remember the first nigga that gave people that feeling I felt was Jeezy.
Oh yes.
Jeezy had me. I was living straight, narrow life. I was motherfucking working a regular 9-to-5 job. Jeezy had me like, I'm about to call everybody I'm connected to and say, fuck all this, bro. I already one of them niggas that just want smoke with everybody. Oh, how am I working at Office Max? I'm about to sell these packs, nigga. Yo, for
I
real.
felt the same.
He was about to
I
relapse.
wanted to be a whole drug dealer
when that
listening
shit
to
came
Jeezy.
on and
yo.
he said he won Trapper of the Year 4 times in a row, what
Hey,
the year?
love.
I was sitting there like, man, listen, I'm making like $9 an hour. I'm ready to turn this bitch up.
But
shows how
it was
powerful
he reiterated that it was thug motivation. He didn't say that you had to go to commit a crime.
He didn't, but
He didn't.
But the thing is, when he talked about, hit this while out there go them bricks, it's the lifestyle that was painted was like for a lot of people. It's like, dog, I'm working this 9 to 5. At the end of the day, this is the most I could get out of. I work a 10-hour shift, $9 an hour. I'm coming home with $90. You know what I'm saying? You start looking like, listen, my cousin got them Jones. He could give it to me on consignment. Man, I know mad people. I'm about to just make this shit happen.
Yeah.
And the music do influence people like that, bro. It's sonically, it's something about the sounds. Like if you go into the Jeezy Jones, right? If we break down the music, the Jeezy Jones had like this triumphant, like
The horns.
you just felt like you was fucking in Sparta selling bricks. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not Sparta though.
Sparta, like nigga, you was just on a fucking chariot with bricks. And then with these new dudes, I feel like the melodies sound more, for lack of a better word, demonic. Sound like scary music. Sound like horror film music. And when you combine that with that pace and the things they talking about, it definitely make your whole body vibrate in a different way.
It does.
You don't
It does.
really go and do a drive-by with the Vanessa Carlton on. You do it with the Chirac shit on. You know what I'm saying?
It is, man. That's why we gotta work on that. So, because we want to be able to like do these shows where we get these racks for our families, right? And lead a show and actually go have a good time and not go to a shootout. We actually want to lead a studio when we make these hits, even if it's a ratchet hit, be able to go work out to it, chill, and then go enjoy the money that you made off of it with your family versus go actually shoot your homie who fucking just trying to rap the same shit and make a way out for himself.
Yeah, and what I want to get into before we get out of here, and I'm gonna do Gully last, so he got time to think.
Cool.
We got a segment that we add into it called "Was Hot Now It's Not," and you got to name something that was hot, whether it was back in the day,
hot, now
last
it's
year, whatever,
not.
and now it's not. I'm going to start off with Waleska D. What was something that was hot, now it's not?
Thin eyebrows. Yo, back in the 90s.
What?
Yo, them thin eyebrows.
You know what she's talking
Every woman wanted these thin ass eyebrows. And yo, I fed into it. And that's why, like, thankfully my eyebrows grew back. But like thin eyebrows was a
remember that.
fucking thing. Like, why were we tweezing? Yo, we were tweezing I remember in 6th grade tweezing my eyebrows. And I came home. My mom was like, what did you do to your eyebrows? They were so thin. I look at pictures from middle school. My eyebrows were so thin. Oh my God, that would never come back. That shit is horrible.
But you know it's crazy because eyebrows done got crazy thick though.
Right.
So
The
eyebrows,
natural eyebrow.
but it's more than natural. Y'all shits be like fucking inch tall.
Well, it's what our natural eyebrows supposed to be. The thing was, back in the day, we fucked it up so bad that now a lot of women had to microblade, because the 90s and the 2000s fucked our shit up.
Yeah, because
yo.
y'all would tattoo just the straight Jones and then shave them off.
Yeah.
I seen the tattoo, the eyebrows.
Well, I think a lot of people did the tattoo eyebrows because they fucked their eyebrows up. They really, like, that era really fucked
The
everybody
crazy
up.
part is that shit'll fuck around and come back 20 years from now. Everything just keep going in rotation.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, people, please.
A lot of
You're gonna
stuff
regret
do.
it.
What you got, Rich? Was hot?
I don't think mine's is coming back, but what was hot and it's not for me, and it's crazy, it's weird, it's different, but I gotta mention it. Food stamps. Food stamps was hot.
Yes, it was.
Like, listen, food stamps, and I'm speaking for the motherfuckers that I was from the ghetto.
But you talking about, no, they still got them, but paper food
I'm talking
stamps.
about paper, cash, big knots of food stamps.
Shout out
nigga.
Aunt Carla who gave them
Yeah.
to me on my 8th birthday,
Yeah.
gave me food stamps
How
for my
do
birthday.
they look like?
If you was
I've never seen
if you was from the
them.
slums, right? Because you got to look at it how they look at it now. An EBT card is like some extra shit. If you could come up off some you know somebody in the hood that got some extra EBT, you get the card. It's like a blessing. Everybody on it.
And you low, because
Yeah.
nobody know.
I'll take
You just
200,
swipe
400.
it.
So imagine back then when you can actually have the physical knot. It was crazy. And food stamps, like, we was all poor. Everybody was poor. Nobody had a bunch of the green shit. So
We had a bunch of the colorful shit.
anytime a nigga came with the white shit and he was loaded, and that's all free grub, it was just
I had the
like...
color joints.
Yeah,
My
the
joints had
color-
mad
my mom
color-
and them had the
my
color
joints had the
joints.
mad colors
Yeah,
on
well,
it.
you had dubs. You had dubs then.
So, cause they used to be like making. This is the thing, niggas clowning you in school when everybody poor. Talking about, oh,
Yeah,
he
that's
down.
crazy, right?
They used to say, oh, you down with the rainbow. That's what they used to say. You down with the rainbow because you had the rainbow colored money.
I think they should bring food stamps back because it's motivation. Like, do you want to keep using this, or do you want the other money that regular people who grind and work hard?
Monopoly money.
Like,
They'll
have
be
you-
doing all type of Instagram posts with big
Yeah,
knots,
yeah.
food stamps.
We
all
don't
up
care.
their arm.
We don't care. We don't
Niggas
care.
don't
You
care,
right.
man.
We don't care. We don't
Food
care.
stamps up the
All
arm,
up
though.
the arm.
So holler at me. I got them stamps on deck.
Now,
Hello.
one thing about that, it is crazy because it's a gift and a curse. Like, because I embrace being from the hood, being from the slums, being from poverty, and all that shit. But I think sometimes we do OD on embracing shit. Where like we just
We
just
be
go
doing
crazy.
too much.
Yeah, we go
Talking
crazy.
about Puerto Rich, talking about putting the money on the arm. Last night we was
Oh,
on
yeah.
FaceTime.
Right.
He had a couple 5s, couple 10s, maybe like
It was like
$20s.
$23.
He put it on his arm and he was like, look at me. And I'm looking like, what is
The
that?
new Porter. I showed her the spread. She tried ill on me because it wasn't big money. Fucking little big money freak.
23 Savage.
Yeah,
Yo,
23,
it was-
23.
Because I wasn't a Willie, she fronted on me in her apartment because it wasn't a half a motherfucking.
Because it wasn't that brick
Yeah,
money.
it wasn't
See,
that
so crazy.
brick money.
That's why you gotta do that. For me, I'm gonna say condoms. Condoms was hot. They was.
Oh shit.
Condoms was big.
Major.
Major.
Not
What
no more.
happened?
AIDS.
Because they found out AIDS
Yeah,
and all that
they-
shit was fake.
No, they didn't. Hold on. We not. Hold on. Gully.
That's not
Hold
fake.
on, Gully. We not jacking it. We
I
not
don't think
co-signing
people
that.
scared of AIDS. I don't
Yeah,
think
they
people scared
not.
of AIDS no more, bro.
Yeah.
Before they thought it was like literally like airborne.
When
back
we
then.
was kids, people was terrified.
No,
of
they
that
were.
shit.
They were.
Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I know people that, like, they not supposed to be here according to the information they gave out. They're still here.
Hold on.
I'm being honest.
Listen, he's wilding. Now
Yeah,
listen,
but listen.
the Devinwade Show did not say that AIDS doesn't exist. But what I will say is, growing up, niggas was way more scared to get a chick pregnant than they was to get AIDS for some reason. This is what people fear. niggas when they
Cause when you get a chick pregnant, they already do child support. Ben exists. You gotta pay for that. AIDS is free.
AIDS is free, yo. I'm dead.
Dog, what is wrong with you, bro?
Healthy, stay healthy out there, and you ain't gotta worry about none of this shit we talking about.
Oh my God.
It's good that we put enlighten it, make you laugh about it, because you can smile about some real shit that guess what? Normally you'll be crying about talking about it.
Yeah, I just feel like people don't fuck with them no more. I feel like you don't see the commercials on TV like that no more. Yo, I got hiccups, y'all. Excuse me fucking with this nigga, man. I feel like you don't see the commercials for him no more. You know, obviously, when you watch movies, nobody in movies use them. They just meet each other in the club, throw each other, and just start rocking. Everybody's raw talking the movie. So it's kind of one of them things where it's like, yo, I don't think people use them Jones no more, yeah?
I don't know.
What you think, Gully?
Huh?
You think people use them?
Nah, man. Especially not. Once we had to put the masks on and people was confined, you know, quarantine.
Hey Gully, I tell my shorty,
man.
you on that black seed, you on that vitamin C.
Elderberry.
Oh, we good.
Yeah,
We both good.
Once niggas got to the point where like everybody thought they was a pull-out master, that's once it was just like niggas was just like, yo, I'm gonna just withdraw before, you know what I mean? It was kind of like pulling your money out of Dogecoin while it's up.
No, you can't compare that.
That's kind of what it is.
Dogecoin.
So it's kind of like, oh shit, my shit rising up.
Shout out to the Dogecoin army. I fucks with them.
So it's like, you know, you wait until it climax, till it get there, and then it's like, I gotta pull mine out in time. You know what I'm saying? Or you going, oh. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is.
Real shit.
Gully, you gotta was hot. Now it's not.
Man, music programming on television. You know, coming home from school or work and watching Total Request Live or 106 in Park. Yeah. I
used to
really
love Rap City.
I missed that, man. I missed that. Like, people don't know how you know, personable that was to go home every day and see, you know, AJ and Free or Donnie Simpson or Chris Thomas.
Dope.
The internet has changed so much that it's just gone.
We need it back. We need our own back. We do our own.
Like, what is BET now? It's gone. Like,
right. And the thing
no draw.
the thing that sucks about it the most, man, about live TV and stuff was the fact that everybody was doing the same thing at the same time. And the only thing you could get that from now is something that you love, and that is sports. Because everybody watches shows when they want. Like, even if something come on Power, it drop at 12, you watch
whenever
it on
you
your
want
own
it.
joint.
Whenever
But
you want.
sports is the only thing now that people just watch all at once. So I love that throwback because we missed the shit out of videos being on there. Everybody lived in one reality too.
Yeah.
It was like you could name what's the top song.
the
or
countdowns and stuff.
I miss Free, to be honest. I miss Free.
She
stuff.
was,
The ass.
Oh my God.
Not even the ass. She was bad to me. She was nice, like that blonde,
Fly girl.
blonde
Yeah.
black girl. You know what I mean?
She used to rap
Black-
too.
Listen, the raps was cool.
Yeah,
the
she
rap,
rap.
I'm not even.
Yeah,
the
she
raps
rap.
was cool, but she was amazing.
and she was very personable. She just had awesome energy. You could tell, like, just
VJs was dope, man.
Even back then, Lala, like, just having Lala and like Carson Daly and all them
Carson
people.
Daly, magnetism.
Yo,
They just
he
had
was just
flavor.
like
Yeah.
that, you know?
Tigger in the basement.
Yeah.
And these are the people that did what we're doing now, but on a fucking crazy, massive scale. You know what I'm saying? They had the biggest guest in the world. Everybody wanted to be on TRL, Total Request Live. You made it there. That was the
That was
grandest,
Chris Daly.
grandest
Yeah.
stage in the world. And it was like a monopoly on shit because certain niggas like, people forget about people like Britney Spears had it on Smash.
What?
Dumb NSYNC boys had it on Smash. Backstreet
Backstreet
Boys
Boys had it on
Durst.
Smash.
Fred Durst.
Yes.
People
Fred
forget
Durst.
about these dudes, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's from that era, man. Listen, we just had Gully TV in the fucking building, you know what I'm saying? Gully TV, we appreciate
Heavy.
you. We appreciate you, bro, pulling up. You know what I'm saying? You know, for myself, for Chelsea Lee, who's not here, for Els in
Get
the
better.
background right now, for Waleska D, the Water Kingdom herself, for Puerto Rich, and of course, for the Nasty Girls. We out of here, y'all. Peace.